Welcome to another episode, Middle Ground with JLE L.L.C, where we treat you like family. That's the theme song, Detroit Love, off my first album, the JLE Experience. I own the copyright to it. Facebook shouldn't mute nothing. We got another great guest for you today. A busy man on LinkedIn. He's a vulnerability and DEI consultant, keynote speaker. He got the phrase was pretty cool. I am transforming the diversity, equity, and inclusion landscape through embracing vulnerability. He's also the CEO and founder of the Shawn Watkins Consulting LLC. Mr. Vulnerability himself, Shawn Watkins. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it, man. I was vibing with that. What's that? You could let that track run a little bit, man.
Yeah.
I was vibing with that track. I said, I'm about to go get that. Y'all go get that. I know y'all heard it. I know y'all was bebopping like me. Go get that.
JLE Experience. Go get it, man. Great album.
Yeah, go get it, man. Go get it, man. What's going on with you, man? It's happy. Thank you so much, man, for having me on. Blessed to be here. And enjoy this conversation. I enjoyed your shows. I've been checking you out for a minute. So.
I appreciate that, man. I'm truly humbled.
Yeah, so you in the radar, man. A lot of people don't know I be watching them, but I be watching.
And my older brother told me that, like, man, people watch what you're doing. Just keep on your grind.
That's it, man. That's how you
gonna get to where you're going.
That's it. That's how you got to do it, man. Because people is watching. I tell people all the time, you got what somebody else need. So if you keep on putting it out there, eventually that person will catch up with you, and you'll work it out.
Agreed.
You'll work it out.
Let's get into it. First question: what led you to this path?
What led me to this path that I'm on now? Man, just life in general. I guess I could say I tell people a lot of times when I share my story, man, I had four highlights, right? And people say when I tell them, they be looking for this tremendous evolution of what I'm about to share, right? And when I share them with sometimes people say, no, highlights. You call them highlights? That would be lowlights, man. So I said, no, they're highlights to me because they're pivotal in the way that I changed the way that I live. And what they brought me through a place of knowing that through resilience, perseverance, you can be anything you want to be, right? We hear that all the time as our parents tell us, and maybe even our teachers and even some coworkers may even, go as far as to say, man, you can be what you want to be. You can do this job. I got faith in you, right? But it all comes down to what we have in each other. So what we have with ourselves, rather, and what we feel about who we are. And I call these my highlights because they prove points and places in my lives that was transitional to who I am now. And then that first and foremost, the first one was I was molested as a child. That molestation turned to alcoholism. That alcoholism turned to depression. And that depression turned to some bouts and attempts of suicide. Now, if you sell that to most people, them sound like low points in your life. But it actually was in the living it, but they became pivotal in who I am now. And that's where I share the journey of that for. I don't share for pity. I don't share for hope. I don't share for for you to say, oh, woe is me. I never took that attitude my own self. But what I did know that those four particular points in my life, at each one of those levels I was at, it did something inside of me that kind of transformed the person who I am now. And a lot of that is how I've gotten to where I have been now. And the mindset that I have now, they were all ingrained in those four highlights of my life.
Wow. I attempted the suicide back in high school, and I was hesitant to put in my first book. Like, people gonna know.
Oh, but, man, it's me.
Put it on you. You want you to help people, tell your story.
Yes, man, it's me, and people ask me that all the time, even when I share some points and places of it and different things. And I don't go speaking and keep my keynote speaking. It's not about depression. It's not about suicide. Those are points and places in my life that I drew strength from, and that's an example for someone to see. At your lowest, you can be strong. You really can, and it's just what you want to be. At that point in time when it happened to me, I couldn't understand it, couldn't explain it, didn't have no will or way to stop it. It's just what it was. But what I took from that is that I can't lay down with this. This can't be the end of my story. So with that came the work, with that came the sharing. Then I started thinking about and just talking to different ones over the course of those things happening. It's a lot of people that was in the boat I was in. And it's a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't know how to come out of it. It's a lot of people that was living with it trapped. I met a guy, man, it's been about 10, 15 years now. This dude was married at that point in time. He was married 20 years. Never shared what had happened to him as a child with his wife because he was stuck in the stigma of, I'm less than because of those things that happened to me as a child. And me and him struck up a long lasting relationship. I was friends with him until he passed a couple of years ago. But the point of it was that he lived a life with his wife, had a family, and all of that. And she never knew all of the things that he went through as a child and the way that he was. And we eventually got her to hear his story, and she was like, wow, we used to get all this long time. Never shared that to me. But then she also got a lot of light bulbs in that because she was going back through their relationship and through their years of marriage. And she's like, oh, okay, that explained why this and that explained why that. I mean, it became like an overwhelming thing to her. But we're trapped with this, man, especially us, man. I'm just saying, it's two African American
Yeah.
brothers. So in
We're
our
robots.
culture, yeah, in our
We ain't got
culture,
emotion. It's dumb.
no, in our
Human being.
language, that's it.
No.
I was sharing with someone the other day, man. I see my dad used to say when I used to ride the bike,
Mhm.
and I used to fall off the bike and bust my kneecap. The first thing him was like, get up, brush it off, get back on the bike, which was fine. That's what you want to tell a little boy riding on a bike, right? You want him to tackle that. But there was no place and point or even room for me to say, yo, my knee busted up. I mean, it's hurting. Can a brother like wipe it off and like sit for a
Mhm.
minute in this? And that's how we're programmed, especially in the African American community. We're
Mhm.
programmed just like put it in, right? We got to keep going, got to keep pushing, and that's not really healthy to our mental health, and that could be a way of a lot of the unnecessary things we go through, not only in relationships within who we truly are, of finding who we truly are. So those are the things that I really discuss and talk with people. It's about leadership, actually, yeah. But you are the first leader of you. If you don't know who you
Right
are,
about that.
how are you leading people in corporations? How are you leading people on teams? How are you supervising people? You don't even know who you are. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing.
And that's a journey. And we got Charlene. Happy
Yeah. What's
Saturday,
up, sis?
Jeffrey and Carl. My friend, looking forward to this conversation.
Yes, man. Let's do
Pretty
it.
dope.
Let's do it.
I was
Oh, then
said something
emotionally,
else.
yeah. That's what it's
That's all
about,
music.
and that's what we're taught,
And
man.
and it's sad because like I was a part of an awesome virtual conference today for the help for childhood barriers. And
Um,
I was humbled. Terry Brinson asked me to reach out to people or be a part of it. I'm
mhm.
like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna say, man. I
Yeah.
ain't really had no struggles, but I spoke on your words can break the cycle because what you
Yeah.
put into a child can affect them, good or bad. And it's very true in the young black male that's black, unfortunately, because you just got to be tough at all times. Nothing affects you. And how do you keep your emotions that need to get out of you productively when you always told, "I'll suck it up, don't cry, men don't cry, this and that and other," and then you wonder why some dude was just ready to punch a wall because you're never told like, okay, you fell off a cliff, you okay? It's okay
Yeah.
not to be okay. Let's deal with that. Then we can get you on. All right, you tough, whatever, but you did get jacked up. Let's address that. And I think that creates a lot of mental health issues because, like, well, how do
Yeah.
I? She hurt my feelings, but I'm gonna be a punk if I say she did it. So what do I do? Like, come on, man, we gotta do better than that.
Yeah. And we
Am I-
and we got to and we got to set the boundaries. The boundaries have been set for us and they've been ill set, right? What
Mhm.
I look at it and then once you have or once you understood there, it's just like once you learn better, you do better. Those things
True.
we need to apply with every single thing that we're doing in life, right? Once you learn how to do it better, once I got through the childhood dramas and the childhood traumas and the emotions and whatever, and I became a man, I start putting in the intentional plate, right? intentionally I'm going to be changing this direction of what I've went through. So when I have children, intentionally I'm going to be intentional about this, not displaying those attitudes and those barriers of which I had to grow up with. And I think when you start living in that realm of that, definitely putting God first, but you start living in that realm of that, things start to change around you. And then they start to change with the ones that come in contact with you. And this is where you really find your purpose. You're talking about the purpose at. Once you find the purpose, you can't find your purpose if you don't know who you are. And a lot of times we're walking around as zombies in these 9 to 5 corporate jobs,
That is so true.
relationships. I can even go further than that because we can go into the life and the personal life of people. They're in these situations and they're in these boundaries that they're closed up in, and they're not being able to be free in who they are. So what do? They don't know how to. The stage haven't been set for them. The table haven't been set. How do I do this? How do I still be a man, still walk in man's shoes, but still be able to tell you, yo, I got tears sometimes. Yeah, it's hard sometimes. Yeah, it's rough sometimes. I ain't asking for a pity party. I just need you to know, I just need you to know. Just give me a break. Give me a break. Hold
And
up.
it's tough. Oh, we got
Yeah.
Mary. She's saying a lot. Appreciate her. She's awesome. I'm just
What's
gonna
going
post
on,
hers up.
Mary?
She
Yeah, yeah,
dropping
yeah. I gotta
gems
get
up
one of them, Mary.
in
Yeah, you
here.
have to be intentional when you're taking that action. It has to be something that's if it hasn't even been thought through. You said something that was really incredible. That is really something that I've really dealt with a lot of, and even going talking to cousins and those that's in my realm of family. How we are just so patterned with the same stories throughout. Here we are,
Mhm.
men, long time ago, and we are talking about things that happened to us. We was in different locations, different areas, different states. Things was happened to us, and we was carrying along this same cycle of this same circle of things going on, general in the generational and what they call a generational curse, right? And we're
Man,
carrying this, and we're looking about, and it's happening to so many of us, but nobody's sharing it. So we're
you're right.
carrying this, which is really funny. We're
Yeah.
carrying this luggage with us unnecessarily.
And when you take that step to be an individual, I know with me and my
Mhm,
homeboys, me working real jobs and going to school, I'm learning
mhm.
more and growing a little bit. So I'm getting to a point where you're a human being with emotions. So if you're dealing with a female, you should be able to tell her how you feel. Ah man,
Yeah,
what's wrong with you, Jay? You on some sucks? Like, no, that's what she did wasn't cool. I'm supposed to act like it didn't happen. Like, nah, bro. Yeah, you call me nerd, so I'll call what you want. I'm gonna be Jeff. What you did ain't cool. Don't do that again, please. Or I ain't gonna deal with you. Compared to I just don't think about it. But if they did something foul, you're thinking about it. You're human. Now a typical person might go drink, smoke weed, cigarette to deal with it instead of actually dealing with the emotional confrontation to
yeah,
talk to the person. And that's scary. I used to be terrified to talk to someone. I write in a song. But when I learned emotional confrontation is not scary because you need to go through it to have that conversation and a resolution. It's
yeah.
easy. But a lot of people really don't want to do that work yet because oh man, I'm gonna be vulnerable. But you
That's
need
it.
to be because we're human and you got to get the situation resolved, whether marriage, work relationships, or just you figuring out where you're trying to go and the purpose God got for
That's what I have on the very top of my website. It's so much on the other side of vulnerability, right? It's just like I liken it to when you're on I think that the price is right or whatever, and they say what's behind door number one, right? You're on the other side of door number one, and you knowing everything that's on that side because you're on that side. But the
you. Hmm.
possibilities are so much grander when you open the door. Is it sometimes like that? Absolutely. Life is like that. Sometimes you're gonna open that door and it's gonna be a dud. Sometimes you're going to open that door and you're going to be disappointed, right? But you don't know till you open the door. And we cut off ourselves. I think I said to someone the other day, and I'm always talking to people, so you'll probably hear me reference a lot of that. I talked to somebody, and it was talking about fear, and I said, "Do you know fear will put you at a destination before you've even taken one step on the journey?" Fear will already tell you that you can't do what it is you're thinking about doing, and you haven't even started to do that. You haven't even went about that. You've only thought about it. But fear will
Yeah.
tell you you can't do it. And this is where we give fear so much power, and it's just been generational from point A to point B. We've heard it in the families. We've heard dad say it. We've heard grandpa say it. You know what I mean? We carry that on, and we got to stand up. We can't do this. We can't do that. Can't shed tears. Can't cry and be less than a man. It's been peppered in us for so long. So now it's a fight of changing the narrative. You know what I mean? How can I be vulnerable and still lead my family? How can I be vulnerable and still lead those that's up under me at my job? How can I be vulnerable and have a Fortune 150 or Fortune 50 company? Same way you can be and still be that same man. So it's a point in place where we have to talk and we have to get it off. And I can't stand the fact that when we do talk about it, we only talk about it when you get to 100. That's what I call people. I say, you talking at 100. That means to me that you're all out of pocket. You ain't coming right. You saying it with emotion. There's a lot of things that we can say off our chest, just calmly say it and just calmly get it off. But we haven't been processed like that. We haven't been taught like that. So now, we only say it or we only engage in it when we at the points of saying, I'm sick and tired. And sick and tired is where we get that analogy, angry black man, right? Because I done held it up for so long because ain't nobody taught me how to talk about it. They ain't had it going on in my neighborhood. Dad wasn't allowing it at the dinner table. So now when it come out of me, it's coming at 100. And whoever it comes to, they're in trouble. And this is what we have to fight against.
Yeah. And hopefully you might have a mentor that can teach you, or father, big brother, uncle, relative. I know I was teaching some of my friends. The more I've learned and evolved over the years, like, okay, this is how you should deal with that. But that's that's not no sucker stuff, man. This is how you deal with it. Get that garbage out your head, because we sitting here right now and talking about it and having a drink because you going through, so you got to deal with it.
Yeah, and you got and the lessons come with dealing with it. See, a lot of times we're looking for these makeshift answers that alleviate the work. Everybody wants the cheat sheet.
You got to work,
right? No one wants to study. Life is even made like that. They've created the Cliff Notes, so you don't have to take the whole book, right? Instead of reading the book, they've made movies, so you don't have to read it. Like we're engaged in this society that says, "I want the answer and I want it quick." If it's nothing more than putting food in the microwave versus let the oven cook it for you. So we are triggered and we're taught to say, "Okay, answers must be quick." But they don't. Some things come with work. Some things come with struggle. Some things come with purpose, blood, sweat, and tears. You're going to have to put some things in. You're going to have to feel those disappointments because every game ain't going to be a win. So at that point in time, do you stop playing? No. Just ask these cats who signing these contracts. They ain't winning every day, but they're going to keep playing so they get paid, right? So there's got to be objectivity behind it. And we got to know, like Charlie said, these sheets come at a cost. Because if you got the Cliff Notes, you know the answers to the test. But do you know what the book consists of? Because you ain't reading.
You still got to put the work in.
You got to put the work in.
How much we got them old ways, y'all? I used to walk 1,000 miles in the snow. Like, man, gone with that. I'm going to call Uber. Like, if the Uber shut down, you still might have to walk to stretch your legs.
Yo, it's like my dad used to say, man, he said, you got the best car in the world. And I was thinking that I don't even have a car. He said, yeah, you got Chevrolet. Share one foot, lay the other. So he said, you got the best vehicle in the world. He said, so, that is what's going to happen if you have to put that work in. But Jeff, man, we are at a point in place in time where these things have to be talked about. They have to be discussed. And I think the world is what it came is. I say that even with the pandemic, it was a great reset. It was really God just resetting us in a place that we could come back to the table, so to speak, and say, okay, what are the true priorities? What are the real things that I need to be? Not the 9 to 5s, the Chick-fil-A moms and the soccer moms and eating in the car and what is the true priority of where my life needs to be right now? And some people have taken advantage of that during this pandemic time and some haven't. But I think us as a world, it was shut down. You couldn't even go get a slice of pizza. You couldn't even go sit in the corner restaurant, and you couldn't even go inside stores.
If you did, you maxed up. You pray like, let me get in, get out. Like, I gotta go get it for my family. I gotta get out here.
Yeah. So I mean, we come to that point. This wasn't done in a corner. This thing was done for a purpose. And if we're not reaching the purpose and we're not understanding the purpose, man, we missing a vital moment right now. We're missing a vital moment. There's a lot of lessons to be learned. And are we truly engaged in learning them, or are we still looking for a cheat sheet? Are we still looking for an ending to say, I didn't have to really put in the work, but I'm gonna still benefit?
Yeah. I don't know, had I not had a pandemic, graduating with my degree, I don't know if I probably would have started this podcast. I've been talking about it for years. Like, man, I watch all the Skip Bayless, everybody shows. I could do this. Man, I got other stuff to do. But you sitting at home in Michigan for 3 months, you can't go nowhere. Like, ain't no other entertainment. Like, I got stuff to talk about, and that's when God will work with you. Like, oh, you finally tapping in. Well, I need you to be the purpose Moses, so to speak. You're talking about Willis. You need help you finding purpose. Hold on. I don't like talking to people, man. What you mean? Hold on. Let's talk with the politics, brother. I'm comfortable right here. And stuff changes for you. You got to be ready for the call when he tapped you on the shoulder.
It does. And not only that, it's the push. It's to getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. There's a push that takes place in us that pushes us toward a calling and a purpose. And we have to figure that out. Like, and the funny thing about it, when you're talking about it, once you get into it, you realize that's what I'm supposed to have been doing. Like, all things fall together, right? You've been pushing and fighting against it for so long, or not even knowing that that's what you're supposed to be doing, because you just figuring out so many other ways. I liken it to Moses and Aaron, right? Moses just figuring out so many ways that I can't go get this done, God. I just can't do it, man. I'm not the one. You know what I mean? I can't talk. You know what I mean? I'm not eloquent of speech. I don't know. I mean, I just killed one of the Egyptians. I can't, like, it's so many things and so many times. And if we place that pattern on our life, how many times have we come up with excuses to say why we can't do something?
I was good with Anchor, brother. Audio, I'm like, chilling.
Yeah.
Then I want to be able to connect with people, like connect with people. And StreamYard. Oh crap. you know when God like step up, do more.
And look where you came from. Even look what we've learned over the past going into 3 years now with the pandemic being here. I mean, so many people have learned so many other skills that they wouldn't dare have even ventured into prior to that. So the knowledge base of even the ones that before, don't get me wrong. Now we still be on mute sometimes talking in the stream in the Zooms. We still can't quite figure that one out yet. Sometimes we still talking and we on mute, and we sometimes talk and don't have our picture shown. But for the most part, man, the knowledge of people have come way up in the course of these 3 years. So much up, and so that it's probably dangerous because you got a lot of people not doing a lot of things that they didn't do previously. But what it has shown us is that the mind is always willing to learn. We just got to get out the way of it.
Oh, I say get out the mud and lean on God, because
God gets it.
People ask me, help me with this, Jeff. I can, but I ain't no expert. It's just YouTube, Google. Somebody gonna show me how to do it. I keep hearing this, like, hey, it's time to do more, Jeff. Like, okay, I'm on it, God. Don't kick me no more. I'm gonna do it. I know I'm stubborn, but I'm gonna do it. And I learned. I figured it out.
Yeah, man. God works on us to give us those purposes and those callings and the essence of what we're doing, because he know what we can do. He know our abilities, and what we don't know we can do, he shows us. He puts people in our path. You know what I mean? You find people and you start connecting with people and running into people. You're like, wow. Yeah. Like, man, you was just so many times I got on Zooms with people just for a connection, just to hear, I followed their work or they followed mine and want to have a conversation. And in the midst of that conversation, I find out that there's so many parallels of our life that we're on that same road. Like, it was purposely driven for me to be on this Zoom with you, or it was purposely done for me to network with you, or either collab with you. And those are the things that we have to step out the boundaries of the things that has kept us from not pursuing those things.
Okay. So what is the Shawn Consulting LLC? We just chopping it up like stuff too.
We chopping it up, man. We chopping it up. I know you're gonna do the professional piece in that, man. But it just came out. It just came out. Really was an extension of. I mean, if I'm gonna tell you who I am, just to be correct on that, I'm just a diversity, equity, and inclusion expert, man. Just through the experience of leadership, learning that leading in vulnerability is the key to us being successful leaders. For us to be high performing leaders. One, I often look at it as that how can you lead people if you don't know them? So
Good
it's
point.
always been intrinsic to me to know who I lead. What are your strengths? What is your weaknesses? How can I deal with you? How can I tell you how to do things? How can I even address you? How can I guide you? Where you can be pushed in pride, where I have to console and hold.
Hmm.
Those are the things that I think leaders have left at the table of understanding who are they leading. And not only that, having a mind of servitude because you're in a leader of service. I mean, they put the leader there because you have some aspects or some qualities, to lead
Yeah.
people. Whether it's your attitude, whether it's the knowledge you have, whether it's the charisma, or whether it's just a lot of times we experience it now. People just getting that leadership title because they've been there the longest. But for the most part, when people put you in leadership, there's something that's seen there they say that you can cultivate in someone else. But I think we've forgotten that to cultivate that becomes servitude. I have to service the one I'm leading so I can develop and grow them. And in growing them, then I become an excellent leader because now I have a leadership realm that I'm passing on to. And then hopefully in that, they're doing the same. So that's really what a lot of Shawn Watkins is based on and built on. That's the foundation of that, being in servitude to leadership and leading through servitude. Yes, yes, yes. Charlene put it in there. Charlene, thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it.
I ain't got no problem. Down for it.
Yes, check that next level business summit moves out. Yes, on September 24th. We're definitely going to be doing that. We got four magnificent people in there with 90 plus years of business experience, man, and acumen, and four sections in there with key strategies on how to maintain your business in these times. I'm gonna say these times.
Hmm.
In these times. So y'all definitely want to go register for that. She got the link in there. So that's pretty much what Shawn Watkins is about, Jeff. That's really what it's about. The foundation of leadership through servitude, because that's really what it's about.
Now
A
you
good
got.
leader, he have to be able to be led first. He had to be
Yeah.
a good follower to be a good leader.
I do
And
that
that's
for my employees. Make sure they have a comfortable, cool work environment, and
yes.
they they run through all for me. And I'm humbled and appreciative for that. For real.
Yeah.
I always let them
And
know I
there's something
appreciate it.
behind. Yeah, there's something behind that. That didn't come overnight. That came from how you are, who you are, and whose you are.
Hmm. Now you got the keynote speaking. What made you
Yes.
take that path?
Huh?
What made you go into that field?
I think so. So me being a preacher speaking is kind of like second. It's like I won't
Oh,
say second. I'll say it's probably first.
okay,
If
it was
it's
a
not, it's
preacher.
probably first. It is first. So I seek everything out on that, and just being a talker with words, eloquent with words. I share a lot about my dictionary story of the dictionary that I got for Christmas and how that kind of like correlated some of the educational process when we learning how to use the words I need to learn to explain and articulate the things I wanted to. And I
Hmm.
think in that and just a love for God was the reason of the preaching level. And I think with him just trusting me with his word just really kind of came all together. So with speaking, and I'm already speaking and preaching his word, and I'm already exalting and bringing people together on that. A greater way than to do that in keynote versus what I'm speaking about. And in that, what I'm speaking about is just an extension of who he is. That vulnerability piece of us that is looking for something, that's looking for the connection. We're looking for the love. We're looking for the guidance. We're looking for those things from others. So that's sort of how that came in there, man.
Now, how you wrote a book?
No, I have not written a book yet, but I got enough stuff here. I got enough stuff here.
Writer
And
since
do a
teen, and
book.
like I saw
Yeah,
the book over
yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah,
I
you're
to
gonna have
know
to
another
wait.
one.
No, you got to wait in line for that one, man. There's a lot of people saying it's the book, man. I say in God's due season, it's gonna come, man, because I have a lot of people that have pushed me with that envelope, and it is something definitely I want to do because it's needed and it's time. And the stories that I share and the things that I know it can help others because I've seen it help others in the essence of sharing it, and I've seen it help others in the essence of growing them, and I've seen the effect on it. Yeah, yes, Mary, I'll get that book out to you because I know Mary got a couple of books, so I need to be hooking up with Mary so she can
Hmm.
give me that guide to publishing.
And Charlene say, we getting there. You got a talk show. You
Yes,
gonna
yes,
do that?
yes, yes, yes. We got to talk show, real talk live podcast. When I first began that, and had visions of that and bringing that together. It was just a collaboration of a great partner. It was a collaboration of strengths and weaknesses, right?
Okay.
All the strengths I had were her weaknesses, and all the weaknesses he had was vice versa. So all my
Hmm.
weaknesses were her strengths, and it just made for a good collaboration. So we put the show together, and it's been a God's blessing. It's been a little bit over a year now.
Okay.
Man, about
Awesome.
100 shows we done
Wow.
with guests, and it's just been a collaboration that has really just brought growth in both of us. Really, it truly has. So those are the things that you look for when you get on places like LinkedIn and you make these collaborations. You're understanding and knowing that at any point in time, God gonna shine on it, and that's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah, you definitely change when you start this journey of doing a show. 'Cause
Yes.
you always want to make sure, like for me, I had a tagline where we treat you like family because I want each guest to be very comfortable to share their journey. So
Mhm.
they answer that last question I was asked about help someone find their purpose. And I feel if it's a show about you to market and celebrate you and let you feel chill and relaxed, you can really
Mhm.
give you your best info for that question to help someone, whoever watch live or the replay that might need to hear it.
Finding your purpose is just truly that. If you find you, right, the most important part to just begin that off is to get centered with your creator, right? That's how I had to find my purpose. You have a lot of things that happen to you in the course of your life, whether it be bad or good. But only God knows your purpose, right? He only knows the reason for which you were born. But you can get in alignment with that if you just ask him. You can get alignment with that if you just trust him. So when you start doing those things, he'll start bringing the people in front of you or the ones across your path that will really be the ones that benefit you, even though you're helping them. That's that's the amazing thing about it, right? When you're doing, I think my grandmother used to tell me that back when I was a kid. She said,
Mm-hmm.
if you get about doing God's business, he'll take care of yours. And that's really how it goes when you start
You're right,
throwing yourself into what he wants you to do. You turn around and things that you were worried about is already being taken care of.
man. I remember I came across the small business cheerleader Tisha Hammond was interviewing Robin Wilson for a book, children's book she did. I'm like, woo. Well, I send her a connect to them, see what happened.
Nah.
And I wound up interviewing both. And Tisha has said, what you're doing is awesome. It's a lot of entrepreneurs and other people that I love to get on your show. I thought she was being nice back then. Like,
No, man. She
and
said a few words with me too.
here she started giving me names, and I started getting more comfortable reaching out. Cause I'm like, man, stranger danger, don't know who I am. Like, what to do? Want? Why you reaching out? And
Hmm.
I'm like, wow, shoot. And I look back on like she wasn't lying. People
No, it
really
wasn't.
do dig this platform. What it's doing.
It does. And I remember meeting Tisha. Man, it's been about 2 years now. It's amazing how I collected so many friendships over the years and haven't seen these people in person, right? That's the dynamic piece about this. And I'm talking about we talking about people, and I've been on other shows and people have talked about me and shared their kind words, and it's very humbling to know that. But she was one too, told me a long time ago, get to show people gonna like what you're doing and people gonna follow what you're saying. And I never doubted it, but at points and places where you see things, you can't see things. But God will put people in your life that see things. All you got to do is hear them, right?
I
All,
ain't see
all you
none
got
of
to
this.
do is hear them. All you got to do is hear what they're saying. So when she was saying that to me, and she was one of the ones talking about the book too. She's like, I see you writing a book, and she has been a great cheerleader, a great godsend as well, and a
Oh
great
yeah, she's
empowerer of people. Yeah, she is definitely that, Mary. She's a godsend leader because she definitely is that. And the funny thing about her, she moves with God because there'll be a time where I get a message from her in my DM, or there'll be a time where stuff is kind of like maybe haywire, or I'm like at a frustration point, and she'll just drop a little verse in there, or either she'll just drop a little
I mean,
message, and I'll be like, "Wow, I needed that right then. Thank you, God." I needed that. So those are the kind of things, and these are the kind of the relationships and the networking and the connecting which we've done on LinkedIn that has really transformed this as a social media site. I don't even call it social media. I call it community. I
yeah,
call it community because this is when you get your tribe, as they say, or you get those ones that vibe with you. It is definitely a community, and they're definitely here to embrace you.
yeah. I really saw it when Terry reached out to see if I knew some people that could be speakers at the event for this weekend.
Okay.
Like, well, I just put it on LinkedIn to see what happened, and I was truly humbled by the people that looked at it or like, okay, how to get in contact with them. I like to check it out. I'm like, wow,
Mhm.
your network does mean something
It does. It does.
for real.
And it's an empowerment of you, and it's an extension of you, because when you look at it, your network, they're only engaging because of you. They're only in your network because of you. So how many times are we often overlooking that and saying, "Oh, I don't know what I offer, or I don't know my value, or I don't." Well, there's a lot of people that see some kind of value in you, right? Because they're connected with you, they're following you, they're posting on your posts, they're engaging with what you're saying. So
Yeah,
at points in
I was
time, yeah, when you're gonna realize it,
yeah,
you know.
I'm starting to realize it now. I feel you.
All right, man. Well, get off it. Get off it, JL. You got to realize it, man. You got to realize it. You got to give. You got to give. A lot of times we sit on our gift in essence of just keep asking ourselves the same question. Well, what is my gift? Well, your gift been shown to you. But if you take a moment to think about it, you'll see your gift. And if you take that extra moment to see the gift, and once you start living in the gift, you'll see that it was truly a gift because the ones around you will tell you that. They'll share that with you. It's phenomenal to have people say, "Man, yo, I'm glad I know you." And you look at it, it's like now when people say that, you say, "Wow, it means way more than the ones in your circle because you're seeing them every day. You're having people that's thousands of miles away from you in different states and different countries, even different continents, sending you stuff or talking to you or being interviewed by you or being talked to by you." It just amazes me, man, of where we are right now. It just truly does.
Man, I I mean, it might need to be a new word instead of humble when people reach out to be a guest on my show. Like, wow, they actually want to mess with me.
Yeah,
Ah, this
man.
is
Yeah,
okay.
man. I say, yeah, man. I don't do much on Saturday nights, man. I'm on Monday through Friday. So I got to get on this guy JL because I follow you on Facebook, and I heard your music. I see your reels, and I was like, oh yeah, that's an interesting brother. Now I've seen a couple of your shows too. And it's like, yeah, we need to have an interesting conversation because I'm on the middle ground. I'm somewhere in the middle ground, so I figure I can be in the middle ground with JLE. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm checking you out too, man. And it's funny when people ask, well, how you come up with that name? Like, well, I like to be right. So my middle ground here, I hear your opinion. Like, yeah, hey, God know the child he made. I could be a butthole at times. You wrong, I'm right. Stop talking. But here, I'm gonna listen. I might learn
Yeah,
something.
so that's your middle ground. That's your middle ground, and you sticking with it, right?
Yep, that's how I came up tonight.
Yeah, that's it,
And it
man.
works. What has been your impact so far that you can see?
My impact, I can't even describe. I know Mary said we've been impactful and lives have been changed. I can't even put into words what my impact is because I continue to hear it. I can't put it into the dynamic of because people continue to tell me, and that's legacy to me. I often tell people a lot of time, legacy ain't your name on the street corner. It ain't the building at the college you went to with your name on it. It ain't even the foundations that they want to build, building wise, that hold your name. The legacy to me, and has always been to me, whoever I come across, if I've
Mhm.
made a change in your life, pass it on. That's legacy, because legacy is living. A lot of people, we put a lot of pronunciation and foundation on the death of legacy, right? Oh, what's your legacy, man, when you're done? To me, your legacy should be growing while you alive. It should be
Right.
carrying on. I don't want my name on the building. I know someone say, man, that's a great accomplishment, man. That's a great. I don't. And I made a post about 3 years ago when I first started this journey. And my post, and I put it up. I normally put it up quarterly, but I'm gonna start putting it out a little bit more because we're in these times, we're in these
Mhm.
days, and it's just a quote that I wrote a long time ago. I want somebody to look at me and say, because of you, I didn't give up. That's legacy. Somebody can look at whatever I've done, if I've crossed their path, the work I've shared with them. If they can look back on that and say, because of what you did, I didn't give up. To me, that's legacy.
I mean, I'm with you. I mean, for me, when it's my time and I'm at the gate, I
Hmm.
would be disappointed if I didn't help the multitude I was meant to help on this planet because I was just stuck on my little crap or whatever. Like, dang, like Jay, you had like 10 billion more. Had you just did that thing, you kept procrastinating, they would have got help. This person would have found a cure for this or that. That, like, dang. Because it don't take much just to even say hello to someone, and you never know what that can do to
No,
someone.
no, you don't. And you don't know how that changed lives. You know whose life you saved. You don't know. I share this with you. And I had a post from a person. This is about, maybe I was like 6 or 7 months into really engaging on LinkedIn. I
Mm-hmm.
used to have a show. Well, I used to do. Yeah, I used to have a show called Carl Sean's Daily Word. And in the mornings, I used to have the prayer and my meditation piece. I would get a word, right,
Mm-hmm.
and I would just go on and I'll make a video and I would talk about that word. I would give you the definition of what it meant by Merriam-Webster standards, and then I would give you moral or spiritual connotation of what that word truly meant to me. And I picked the word dedication one morning, and I don't know, I know it was God. I talked about that word after the dictionary, but I got so engrossed spiritually in that word dedication that
Mm-hmm.
I was kind of like preaching in this video, right? So I
Okay.
said, "Oh, why?" Because I watched it before I posted, and I was like, "Oh, I can see the spirit all in this video." I was like, "This video is gonna be nice," and I ain't doing nothing but just talk about dedication. But I talked about it in such a way that I know I felt God moving in that word. And I post that up, and I had a lot of people comment on it, talk about it, and like it or whatever, right? And that night, I think it had to be because I normally sleep with my phone on my nightstand next to me, and I normally have all the notifications off, but in the night they come on in the phone light, and
Mm-hmm.
my phone like lit up like it was about two something in the morning. And I was like, oh, like this, those morning calls like that or whatever they be. Most of the time they not good. They not good. So I hopped up out my cell, woke straight up out my sleep, and I grabbed the phone. But the link, it was a LinkedIn notification, and I'm like, LinkedIn, people. I'm like, I'm done, right? Like this time of night, I don't. But I didn't. I just got. It was just something about it. So I opened up and read it. So I opened it up, the DM. It was a message, and the message was long. So I'm like, well,
Wow.
who in the world is sending me this long message through DM, right? So I
Mm-hmm.
started reading the message, and I started reading it, man, and I started reading it. And to make a long story short, it was this lady in Ecuador. I think it was Ecuador or Guatemala. She was sitting on a cliff, right? And I say this a lot of time, man, and I just get like my heart overwhelms when I talk about it. She was sitting on a cliff. She was not a connection of mine, but my video that I had done about dedication came through her notifications.
Wow.
So her sitting on the cliff. Now to sit on the cliff, you say, oh, she sit on the cliff, she's doing it, checking it out. It's a lot of strange people doing a lot of strange things. She was sitting on the cliff, getting ready to kill herself. She's getting ready to jump off the cliff because she was having so many issues with her son and the
Mm-hmm.
troubles that he was getting into. And she was just fed up. She didn't know nothing else to do. She didn't know anything else or nothing to do. She was at that point in place. She sat on the cliff, and in the midst of her getting ready to do that, she got my video in her notification. So she watched the video, and she was so moved by the video that she wrote me that message. And in that message, she went on and told me about all the stuff she's going to, pray for her, all of that, what her son was doing, all of that. And she said she was about to give up. But she said
Mhm.
she saw my video and that clip, and she said she knew she could go on. Now, when you talk about that, it brought me to tears. I'm sitting on the edge of my bed at 2 something, 3 o'clock in the morning. And I mean, I was like crying like a baby.
Mhm.
And I was like, the little frustration I was thinking about by me not getting nobody following my stuff. Here, this lady is at a point and place in her life where she's about to end it all. And just how God moves. She wasn't in my, wasn't a friend. We wasn't a connection. So how I get her, how she get my notification for one ain't number God. And
Yeah.
secondly, in the point and place and time that she got it with what she was dealing with.
Amen.
And I said at that point in time, JL, that point in time, I knew what I was doing was what I was supposed to be doing. And from that point on, I've been foot to the ground, foot to the ground. From that point on, that gave me purpose because I always knew I had some purpose. But you know how you know you can do certain things, but you don't really know if that's what you're supposed to be doing. I got total clarity that morning in the bedroom, reading her message. And from that point on, I said, okay, God, if you give it to me, I'm gonna give it to them.
Oh,
That's, and
man,
that's why I've been since then.
man,
I've been since then.
my daily devotionals I post at times I would think I don't need to keep doing this every morning, and
Mm.
someone would always say, "I be looking forward to that. I need to hear that." Like,
Hmm.
wow, this is something somebody. So I pray before, and God give me something to post every morning because, you like I said, you never know the stuff you're doing is helping someone way across the globe.
And you never know. And we're always looking in the wrong place. That's one thing about God. His thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways is not our ways. His stuff is higher than is the sun, right? So that should give us some inkling to know that what we're doing, if we're doing it through him, he gonna make sure the right people get it. There's a lot of times we do stuff, and I keep myself humble with that. There's 800 million people on LinkedIn. So that tells you right there, everybody haven't heard your stuff. Everybody out there don't know you. And so that gives me the tenacity to keep going. I may not ever reach, I may leave this earth before I reach half of the 800 million people to see anything that I ever wrote or said. But the
Wow.
purpose of that is why you got the life to do it, do it. Because you never know who's it's going to impact. I don't know that lady, and to this day, I can't find her. To this day, I don't know where she is. To this day, I can't find that message. That stuff is lost, but I'll never forget that message of what took place on that morning and how that changed her life. But she don't know that changed mine. I wasn't sitting there at that point in time. I've been where she was. I've been places
Mhm.
where, yo, this is it for me. I know I didn't put it all together. I didn't put it all together. This is gonna happen. I'm gonna do it like this. This is what's gonna take place. And that God said not so. And that's the same thing he said with her sitting on that cliff. So I knew in the midst of that, and what she said to me that day, I said, God, okay, this is what you gave me to do. And how I do it, I'll figure it out. How I do it, you'll send people for me. Send people in my life. They can help me. All I got to do is listen. That's where the vulnerability piece in me really stands strong because I have the ability to understand that I can't do this on my own. Somebody else knows something that they're going to help me get this vision done. Somebody has something that they're going to enable me to be in front of those people. Bible says, I'll put you in front of kings and queens, right? You just have to be ready. You just have to be ready to be presented.
I remember Bishop Butler did a sermon a while back where he was telling people like, if you want a friend, be a friend. Whatever you're looking for, you should be sowing that out here.
Yeah.
And that stuck with me as well. Like whatever you're trying to do, you want people to support whatever you're doing, you should support and go hard. Make sure if they don't know nothing, like Jeff, you throw the bat signal. Whatever he can to help you, he will,
Mhm.
and it'll come back to you at some point. But be genuine in whatever you're doing, and the world is lacking that right now. People being genuine, really want to actually love thy neighbor as thyself. It
Yes.
changes a lot if you've seen that more.
And it's real. You can't fake the funk with this. That's it. And that's what the vulnerability piece continues to kick back in for me because it's so natural for me to be real. I don't know how to be phony. I couldn't
Yeah.
be funny with you. If I was funny with you, it'd stick out like a sore thumb. You be like, that ain't even you. I don't even feel that about you. That's not you. It's like you ain't even that kind of guy. I got people that say that. People say, yo, this was Carl. And I'd have people speak for me and I don't have to be there. Like, no, that ain't him. That ain't him. No, that's somebody done did something, somebody done put together something, somebody done lied on him. That ain't Carl. Because I know Carl. And these are people that speak for me and never met me in person. But the same character with which I carry myself through these screens is the same thing that you see in my content. It's the same thing you see if I'm interviewed. You're the same thing if I'm interviewing. Same thing if I'm doing a video. I'm that same person. And when you have that, the genuineness, people know. Because people think people stupid.
Yeah,
People
you
people
got a
think
lot of
people
people.
stupid. Yeah, people ain't dumb. They may act. They may act. They may not say. They may make you think you're getting away with. They may even make you think they don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
you'd be surprised what people know. Because people ain't stupid.
You're right about that. Be on social media trying to be the Kardashians, and you
Yeah.
busted and disgusted in real life. Be
Yeah,
you.
man. You sit on there taking
Everything
pictures in them rented cars. And people knowing it, if it ain't being seen or shown or you being put out there, it's just God giving you an opportunity to fix it. That's what I tell the people. I say if you ain't been put on Front Street, it's an opportunity that God giving you to fix it. And so take the opportunity, you know what I mean?
different.
And sometimes you get exposed and that's your opportunity to fix it. Sometimes you don't always put the camera. Sometimes people put stuff together. I'm talking about my Bible tonight. Sometimes it will form, right? No, they say no weapon is formed that will prosper. I don't think in that scripture nowhere it says that no weapon will form. It
Oh
just
yeah,
said
it's
it
gonna
just
fall.
said it won't prosper, but it's gonna form. So it's only a test. It's
They
only a
crucified
test.
Jesus, so they're gonna talk about you.
Yeah, think you don't. You
You
think you
forget that
don't.
part.
They ain't talking about the one that made you. So what makes you so special?
You forget that like they did him dirty.
Dirty,
I
man.
couldn't
Dirty.
watch the Passion of Christ after the
By
first
his
time I
own
watched.
kind, right?
And
By his
just
own kind. He didn't by his own kind. They so mad today they don't want to. They don't even want you to tell nobody that. No, it wasn't us that killed them. Yeah, well,
mhm.
I don't know. My Bible says it.
And people like, but I want people to like. You ain't here to live people. You're here to
That's it.
serve and do your purpose.
Serve and do it, man. And once we realize that, and once we come to the realization of we're here to serve, then will only our true needs be met. Then will only be the things uh, that we're okay to do. Uh, yes, why wouldn't they do that to you, right? If they done it to him, why wouldn't they? Uh, we're at a point in place now where we're in a pivotal place, right? If we just talk about all the other things that are going on, like so many murders, so many shootings, so many killings, so many fires, so many wars. Like, I'm not preaching. I'm preaching to the choir with this one. The Bible then already told you a lot of these things and already showed you a lot of these things and already had you to see a lot of these things. And so when are we going to start believing some of these things? I'm not the one that wrote it. I didn't write the Bible. It was here before I got here. But what I can say is that a lot of things I read in that has already happened. Already happened.
Yes.
I was
It's
telling
already
somebody
hit
the
their
other
head.
day. I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and
Mhm.
we was talking about with the Book of Revelations. It kind of talk about how God gonna burn the world up with fire, right? And me and him was talking, right? And I
Mhm.
said, and he asked me a question. He said, "Let me ask you a question, preacher." And this one I know he want to be kind of like not necessarily sarcastic, but he want to try to come at me. He say, "Well, what do you mean to tell me God gonna have everybody just because he talking about he gonna burn the world up, right? So God gonna have everybody just like push the nuclear buttons together and just have all these bombs, just kill everybody, and that's how we gonna burn up." I said, "No." I said, "I'm gonna give it to you real simple and plain. It's something that you've been seeing every day on the news." I said, "Don't you see how hot it's getting in every place, everywhere? Don't you see how icebergs is melting in every place and everywhere? Don't you see how water is drying up in
Bro.
lakes, rivers, and oceans everywhere?" I said, "So do you think God that did made all this got to have somebody push a nuclear button to burn up the earth?" I said, "The earth on fire, dude. The earth's on fire. Fire all the time. It's on fire." I said, "Just check your news, check your weather.
Yeah,
Droughts in it.
wildfires are more
Yeah,
frequent on the
droughts in
West
it. You
Coast.
know what I mean? It's already being spoken of. It's already being fulfilled. It's already out there. So, All I got to do is understand what's going on and how can I avoid it. And these are the things that we have to do. Yeah, that's it. Been flooded and iced, and now it's fine. He said it. He said, why you think you see the rainbow? He said, I ain't gonna drown the world no more. And that's why the rainbow come out after the rain. I don't care how long it rain.
And
He ain't
you see it washing your car, which is crazy.
gonna,
Blew
yeah,
my mind, like, dog, no matter what type of water, you gonna see that boy. Like he
that's
said.
it. That's it. You gonna say it. You gonna say it. And so that's what I say about what we in. If we're in these points and places and times in our life that we got to make impact. Right. We're wasting time when we're not doing the things that we're meant to be doing. We're not promised. When I get off this podcast, it's not promised I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and be able to go to church. I'm not promised that. I'm not promised. I'm not promised a minute from now. None of that is promised. So with the time that I got and the birth that he's giving me, I got to be making some plans. I got to be making some strides. I got to be helping some people. I got to be putting in some work. And what does that call for? That calls for me just doing the servitude. Calls for me being Mr. Vulnerable. It calls for me being a listener. Calls for me being able to call somebody when they need it, praying for somebody when they need it, encouraging someone when they need it, because I needed it. Somebody done it for me.
Absolutely. You gotta pay for it.
Yes, somebody done it for me, man.
You ain't lying about that, brother. Anything you got going on besides the upcoming event, September
Yes,
20th?
man. That is first and foremost, man. We got the event going on. Let me
Talk
tell
about it.
y'all. Let me just share this with y'all right now. September 24th. You do not want to miss it, right? I got four fabulous people. I got my roadie that's in the audience, Charlene Brown. Also got Auntie Donna Brown, Esquire. Yes, we got a turn. We got an attorney on board. Esquire, and then I got my girl Michelle on Barazella. I know she gonna kill me because I probably butchered her last name, but it's between the four of us. Seriously speaking, it's over 90 years of business expertise and business acumen. Right? We've counted up the years that all of us been doing what we've been doing, and we came to over 90. Right, with four people. Not only that, we having us four people in one location
Mhm.
sharing tips to build your business up, to sustain it in these times, right? I tell people a lot of times, "Oh, nobody want to say the R word. We're not in recession. We're not in recession. Yo, you can call it what you want. All I know, milk costs more when I go get it.
Bro,
Fruit costs more when I go get it.
yes.
Gas, I think gas is dropped, but I'm still over four. I'm still over four. Guy. I mean, so you don't want to put the tag on it? Don't. If that helps you sleep at night, don't. But what I'm telling you is that businesses are in trouble. And if we're not building those sustainable things to keep us moving forward, all of these 800% boom in entrepreneurships, they ain't going to be there next year because it's going to be a lot of things that we haven't put in place. And this is what this business summit is going to give us. It's going to give an opportunity for you to sit in front of us and we give you key strategies to move your business forward. And not only that, I'm pushing out that VIP because that VIP, we offering Jeff, we offering you 45 minutes to sit with us and we give you strategies for your business.
Okay.
Not the ones we're going to share where everybody can hear, but we're going to give you ones where we're going to see your business plan. We're going to see what you got going on. We're going to sit with you and we're going to give you key strategies on how to move your business forward. Things that's going to work for you. Right. And where you going to get this at? Go check it out. I didn't already Googled it. Y'all know I do my research. I done already Googled it. I done already looked up. There's no platform like this, and none of this stuff is going on right now. None of this going on. We put together these great minds with this great business. And I'm not talking about people that don't have their business. I think I'm the young buck in there with the having my own business. Because I've only had my business going on 2 years. We got some people in there that had their businesses 20 plus, been doing this business thing for a long time. So I call myself the baby of the group when it comes to owning a business. But I bring about the stability of understanding what moves your business forward because I work for a lot of them. Go check my profile out. You see some of the companies I work for, Fortune 50s. Yes, and we got the VIP hot seats. Go ahead, Charlie. Go ahead, Charlie. I try to tell.
Teammate right there.
Yes, you got it right there. Go to nextlevelbusinessmoves.com. Right, get on them VIP hot seats. The hot seat is going to be you. It's going to be your business, and we're going to give you what moves your business forward. Now, where else can you get that at? Yeah, you can go see Les Brown. You can go see Tony Robbins. They're going to stand on the stage, holler at you, take your money, and they're going to go out the back. We gonna sit there right with you in the trenches, give you the strategies, put you through them, and let you see that those gonna work for your. And not only that, with your VIP, you're gonna transition to working with us individually because all of us bring different plates to the table. So you just gonna eat. So go right there. Nextlevelbusinessmove.com. You just go right there. Go right there.
Okay. Anything else you want to market, promote?
Man, that's it. Go see me, right? ShawnWatkins.com. Definitely go to the website. I'm doing clarity sessions. My clarity sessions is back open because we starting back up with school time, right? We starting school time. So people then did and pity pattered and went on a little summer vacations, got frustrated, stuck at the airports, all those things, right? Some about to come to the end. I know you saying, "Oh, it's a couple of more weeks left, and then December Labor Day." No. We prepping ahead of time. So I'm opening up my strategy sessions, my clarity sessions, where you guys can make appointments with me. We can come in and get you set for Q4 and get you ramped up for Q1, right? Yeah, because 2023 is coming. And if you're not doing the things that you need to be doing, you got yes. Mary say my book, right? I got to put the book out. All right, Mary, I hear you.
Hey, she told me 1,000 episodes, bro. So she's gonna be on your head.
I hear you, Mary. I hear you. I'm working on it. I'm working on. And I do want to say too that my course is coming out as well. I got my man putting my course together. My man Christopher King Connections. If y'all haven't connected with him, go connect with him too. Christopher King, great brother. He's doing great things. He said, man, I'm putting you on my platform, man. We doing a course. Give me your stuff. Send it to me. Let's do it.
I need one, sure.
Yeah. Just send me. That's what he told me. That was our Zoom call. He said, I've been reading your stuff. I've been following your profile. I've been stalking your page. He said, send me your stuff. I'm gonna put you on this profile. We're gonna get you. We're gonna do your course, and I'm gonna lay it all out. I was like, well, thank you, God, because I done had a couple of flakes told me that they wanted to help me with the course, and I don't know where they went. Let's see, but when it's God's time, you can't stop it. You can't stop. My daddy say one monkey don't stop no show.
That's
so
true.
And he was like, and none of us monkeys gonna be sad when he go. So I got it like that. So that's gonna be coming out too. We still working on the name. I had a name that I gave him, but he was like, "Nah, I want something spectacular." So he sent me back to the lab. So I got to think of a name for it. It's definitely gonna be dealing with vulnerability and leadership. Just got to tag it that. It's definitely gonna be that. That's my thing, as they say.
Yeah, Mr. Vulnerability.
Yes, that's
I
it.
need to see that more when you post stuff, bro.
Huh?
I need to see that moniker when you post.
Yeah. Somebody been hollering at me about that. I'm gonna have to stop putting it in my thing. What did first of all, let me give credit where credit due, because I'm always one to give flowers when people can smell them. Ain't no sense you bringing roses to my grave because I can't smell them. Keep your money and just do what you're gonna do with them. Don't put the flowers at my grave. They ain't gonna benefit nothing. So the game told me why I was able to smell what they smell like. Let me get Charlene up flowers. Charlene Brown, she in there. That's my co-host. That's my homie. That's my New York City. I ain't gonna say we get in trouble because I'm in the legal field. I can't say that too loud. But we don't get in trouble. We don't do those kind of things. But she gave me the title of Mr. Vulnerability, and she told me, yo, follow that up, do that, put that out there. So that's why you see it. That's what it is. I didn't think about it though. That's what I talked about. That's why people will come in your path to give you ideas that you ain't thinking about, because you can't think about everything. You can't think about everything. So she thought about that. She said, go get that service more, get that done so you could be using that, and that's all over. So now on every show you see me on, and you're right. I have definitely failed her because I have not put that in any posts except for when I do shows, right?
Yeah,
So
that's I put it in your name, like, oh, that's dope.
Now the next well, I did do now it is on my Twitter. It is on my Twitter. It is on my Facebook. It is up under that. Yeah, Charlie, we get in good trouble. It is on that, but I'm definitely going to be making that a conscious effort to be putting that in everything I write at the bottom of my posts for that. So I appreciate you directing traffic to that, because I stay accountable to my word and I stay fulfilling to it, because that's the only thing gonna bring you through. It's the only thing I can guarantee is my word. I can't guarantee nothing else. But I can guarantee you what I say is what I mean.
Anything else need to market?
Man, that's it. If you go there and you could sign up for that clarity session, you're gonna be marketing for me. I ain't gonna have to say it. You're gonna be marketing for me. Yes, that's it. But you can catch me also on LinkedIn as well. Catch me on LinkedIn, Carl Shawn Watkins. Definitely come through. Connect with me. I love making connections. I'm looking for collaborations. Looking for collaboration. I'm looking for people to put in work. I'm looking for people to put in work because it's definitely that. Yes. Yes. It's an honor for her for definitely to do that for me and give me that. And that's just what we give. That's what we give to each other. What she gave me is a piece of legacy. I'm gonna carry on. Mr. Vulnerability, they gonna know who that dude is based upon what she said I should use. What she called me, because she's the first one called me that. Just one morning on the show. She said, go ahead and tell her, Mr. Vulnerability. And it's been there ever since. So that's it. But you guys come and check me out on LinkedIn as well. You can also check me out on Facebook, Carl Shawn Watkins, Carl Shawn Watkins Consultant. I'm on Instagram too at Carl Shawn Watkins Consultant. I am on there. Definitely check out our show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Real Talk Live podcast at 10 a.m. with my hostess with the mostest, Charlene Brown, where real recognize real. That tell you right there in our slogan and title what we do. Talk about real. We do next level stuff. We have guests on that pushing you through the content. Check out our LinkedIn page, Real Talk Live podcast. Go on the LinkedIn page, follow it, see what we got going on, and definitely check it out. Our YouTube as well. We got YouTube on there and our website. So we coming up. We got a lot of things that we got in the process, JL, and we moving it. So now we know you do the music. Now we gonna put you on the spot now. I need the music for my intro. I need something that where I can say, yo, this is copy written by my man JL, and this is what
Okay.
we playing on our show. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. So we know I'm in the collabo, man. That should be my middle name instead of Sean. It should have been collaboration because I'm
Okay.
down. I'm down with putting minds together to do things, man.
I'm gonna get that intro for you.
Yes, man. Yes, I know you do. All right, Charlene, we got him. You said we got him. We got him. He don't like my boy used to say, boy, you on nationwide. We was on national TV. He said, you on
Yeah.
nationwide.
We're
Better
gonna
watch
get
what you say.
I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier, but I want it to be the last thing someone hear.
Yes.
Her advice for someone trying to find their purpose again.
I'm gonna put a twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you were meant to do. And if you don't know what you was meant to do, ask God. Ask God. Because sometimes we think we meant to do a lot of things, but we're not really understanding. But ask God what your purpose is. He'll show you. There's nothing I ever asked him that he didn't answer. Did I always like it? Not necessarily, but he answered it. So if you want to find your purpose, find the things because a lot of people say, man, I love to find the things that bring me joy. Your purpose ain't always joyful.
Mm-hmm.
God, it wasn't joyful for God to come and die, for our sins, right? But that was his purpose. His purpose was to reconcile man back into him. So that's the same with you. So I don't lead people down this journey and say, oh man, go find your purpose, man. Whatever it is that brings you joy. Because a lot of times fulfilling your purpose is not going to be joyful. But what it is going to make a difference. And when you find yourself making a difference, you have more than likely found the purpose. I'll leave you with this and I'm closing it out. My grandmother used to tell me when I was a young kid, and I said, why are all these adults always coming to me and talking to me and sharing their problems and issues with me? I don't understand it. I'm just a little 10-year-old kid, like grown people telling me they stuff. Why is that? And my grandmother told me, she said, you know what? She said, people telling you they problems because you're a solution. So when you bear that in mind, you'll figure out what it is. People coming to you for stuff, they telling you stuff, they confiding in you. You're a solution. Just figure out what solution you are.
Man, that's great wisdom.
Yeah, that's another grandmaism. I got that's gonna be a book too because I got a bunch of them. Boy, grandma told me.
Hey, big mamas, you need them. We need more of them out here right now.
That's
Don't
it.
sound like we had no more.
Yes.
Man,
Oh man, I appreciate you having me on, man. This has been an honor,
I
man.
appreciate you reaching out to me, brother. I'm humbled that you mess with me like that.
No, man. I look. I'm not on a pedestal, and I never sit up, man. I never sit up. The joy, yes. Not every journey is a joyful one, right? But there is purpose, absolutely, absolutely. So, yes, man. I'm humble like that, man. What you see is what you get, and it'd be the same if I was driving Ferraris and living in a penthouse. It'd be the same, car. It ain't gonna change me because I've been in the gutter. I know what it feel like I know what it feel like for the water to run over you and the stink to smell. So I ain't never got too big for them britches, regardless of wherever I go. Stay humble. Stay humble here and exalt you, right? That's in his word. You stay humble, he'll exalt you. He'll put you in them places where you thought you ain't had no business being. But look at you. Man. That's where you are.
You're right about that. I mean, we do Bible study on this show. It's an awesome conversation.
Yeah, we can do that, but you know me, man. I can't talk too much if I don't include the Bible, man. It's one of those things. I don't preach to people. I preach with people. I don't preach at people. I don't preach.
Got the reason I'm doing this.
Yeah, I just let you know who in charge. But I ain't preaching to you. Believe me, I ain't preaching to you. But what I can tell you is the difference that he's made, not only in my life, but in the life of those who path I've come across. And it hasn't been me that's doing it. It's been him. And through him is how we able to do it. That's how we able to do it, man. So I'm glad that I was on. I'm glad I spent this Saturday night with you, man. Because I don't fool with everybody on Saturdays. But I'm
I'm humble. Like, I appreciate that. I really am.
Yeah, man. You know, football season too, man. I got some preseason games on. You know, I fool with people. Mary say, when is Bible study? Mary, whenever you want to have Bible study, Mary. Whenever you want to have it. Bible study. Yeah, whenever you want to have it, Mary.
For sure.
Yes, man. Yes.
So I want to thank the CEO and founder of Shawn Watkins Consulting LLC, Mr. Vulnerability himself, Shawn Watkins. It was a great conversation. Hope whoever here now or the replay, you learn something, find your purpose, and pay it forward to someone else.
Absolutely. Do that. Y'all have a great weekend. Be safe.
You too. And now we're going to hear this amazing
intro. Yeah. Charlene, we got to hold him to the fire now. He just said he's going to give us the intro. We got an intro, outro. We're going to put both of them on.
I'm going to give you one. Here we go.
Detroit raised me.